Hello guys, I'm Timothy Earle from Earle Sports Bets and Picks and Parlays, and welcome back to another edition of Balling Out with Tim Earle. Today we've got 5 games to talk about, all in some hoops. We'll talk about an NBA game just because I threw it in there with Boston and Minnesota. And then I got the first 4 games and 2 NIT games we'll talk about. Didn't want to do a lot of them because there was a lot of we have a bunch of plays on them. I will say that. But figured we throw in 2 of them and we throw in the first 4 games and discuss some basketball. If you guys are interested in all the other plays, all the NBA and college basketball plays are all over on the site, picksandparlays.net/Tim. You can get a week pass for $70 or a month pass for $200. Month pass will get you through the entire bracket. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can go ahead and check that out over at picksandparlays.net/Tim. We'll start off with the Celtics and the T-Wolves. The Celtics are 4.5-point favorites. 233 is the total in this game. And I normally do not go to a road favorite. I'm doing it here. I'm grabbing the Celtics minus 4.5. They're coming off of a loss against Houston. Yes, Houston. I think that's a very bad loss, and they're going to come back pissed off in this next game. Minnesota coming off of a nice blowout win versus Atlanta, kind of to make up for their loss against the Nets. I feel like this is a good spot for Boston to cover a spread. I think they win by double digits. So Celtics minus the 4.5 for our NBA play. We'll head over to college basketball, where that kind of got blocked off. My bad, because I didn't have a lot of space. Fairleigh Dickinson and Texas Southern are going to go at it. Texas Southern is a 2.5-point favorite. 147.5 is the total. And this one was just one of those weird lined games. Because you look at it, Fairleigh Dickinson is 19-15. They're a dog against a team that's 14-20. Crazy that they made the bracket. I mean, they did because, they won their conference, which the SWAC is not a good conference, not even close. But the fact that they made it is still kind of crazy that they made it through the bracket or made it through their thing. And because it's just the line doesn't make sense, so I'm taking it. Texas Southern minus the 2.5. Just kind of, I don't know, just seems weird. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. We'll go over to the other game, Nevada and Arizona State. Arizona State's a 2.5-point favorite. 133.5 is the total. And I really like this Arizona State team. They played good basketball down the stretch. They lost in their conference tournament to the eventual champions, which was Arizona. They played some good basketball lately, including winning 4 out of their last 7. But their losses were to Arizona, which is a 2 seed, UCLA, who's a 2 seed, and USC, whatever. That one was by 3 points. This just seems like a good spot for Arizona State. We're going to go ahead and take them in their first 4 game against Nevada. Let's head over to the NIT for a couple of games. The Battle of Florida, UCF at Florida. Yes, it's actually an at. In the NIT, there's no neutral sites. So this one's in Florida. Florida's a 2.5-point favorite, 142.5 to the total. I will say this line has dropped because it opened up at a 4 for Florida. And I agree with the drop. I think UCF, when it comes to this, you got to look at motivation. You got to look at motivation. And when it came to it, does Florida really care about this tournament? Probably not. UCF probably does. They had a little bit of a rough year. They ended up finishing 18-14, but they were missing one of their big scorers for a while. They got them back. I think they're going to try to make a run in this NIT. I think they have a chance to win the NIT outright. So I think they win their first game against Florida. We'll take them on the money line. We personally got on the site at plus 145. It's down to plus 120. I still like Central Florida. And we'll go to this game. Morehead State and Clemson. Clemson's a 15.5-point favorite. 137.5 is the total. Morehead 21-11 this year. Clemson 23-10. Clemson probably one of the biggest snubs out of the tournament. If I had to give a biggest snub, it's them and Rutgers. But obviously, we just saw Rutgers lose outright to Hofstra in the NIT. I don't see Clemson necessarily losing this game, but 15.5 points is way too many. I think Morehead could definitely put up a really good fight against them and cover this spread. I think this is a single-digit game, maybe even 5-7. I just don't think this is going to be a blowout. So we'll go ahead and take Morehead plus 15.5. Does Clemson really care about this game? I think they care enough to win. To cover a 15.5, I don't think so. If you guys are interested in all of the plays, you guys can go ahead and check them out over on the site, picksandparlays.net/Tim. Week pass, $70, month pass, $200 for either that or the NBA, whichever one you guys are interested in. Until next time, let's make some money. Let's cash some bets in college basketball and in the NBA. Good luck, guys.